So the situation I want to talk about today is this meaty Unblockable that Abigail has. You see the setup for it is off the back Fierce TC. Notice there I had reset to V-shift on wake up and it did not work. That's because if you notice, this actually does just a little bit less than a full bar of V-meter. However, the reason I have him set to V-shift on wake up is because if you have V-meter and Abigail does this, V-shift is your best response. You see there we use plus 29 in his face. So anything Ryu wants to do except neutral jump, you can do. Really important, however, that if you're going to V-shift this, you do not accidentally V-break it. Whoopsies, I didn't restart. Very important you don't accidentally V-break it, because if you accidentally V-break it, the V-break will hit. And instead of you taking advantage of plus 29 into doing maybe a couple hundred damage, you're only dealing gray damage, which is obviously not what you want. However, a lot of people, before and even still now, decide they're not going to V-shift, or maybe they're in V-trigger, and a lot of people decide that they want to stay on the ground, and that's the response they take, because they don't want to eat the Unblockable, right? And the reason they don't want to eat the Unblockable is because even if you eat the Unblockable, if you just wake up and get blocked and block it, Abigail can do this if he has a bar, and that sets up the same situation. And he can do that for as many bars as he wants. He can do that for 2 bars basically. And then all of a sudden you're in a guess for the game situation. So a lot of people don't like to do that. Another common thing, if you don't want to spend it, is, and this is going to sound insane, but is to back recover and get hit, because it only adds 160 damage and you're sort of out of the blender. So if you have the health to eat it, that might be the thing you want to do. Obviously you could always wake up super as well, that will beat it, but Abigail's probably not going to go for this if he sees that you have super, unless, and I've done that before where I'm just like, well, I'm just going to make him do it. I don't know why people don't sometimes, because it can't lose, but sometimes people are weird. Another response people go to is no recovery, which I was talking about a little bit before. The reason I don't like this a lot is you're sitting here at +4, and at +4, my command grab will beat any button you can possibly push, and so will my back Fierce. So if Ryu was matching 3-frame here, it wouldn't matter. It would get beat by both of those, and you'll notice those both did a grip of damage. So it's a little bit risky. If you're playing Abigail, this is really only something you should go for if your opponent's in V-trigger already, because like I said, otherwise they can just quick rise and V-shift it. It's not worthless, but it's a lot less scary than it used to be. Just to talk about it, just in case the opponent decides to no recover and they're not in V-trigger, that's how Abigail punishes V-shift. Stand Fierce. That's pretty much his best way to do it, I think. But one last thing I wanted to talk about is what are your alternatives, like if they're not in V-trigger. And the best one is to just do the tackle immediately, because against normal recovery, that's going to be +4 too. Just like no rise, there was +3, it's because I dashed a little late. But that'll be +4, which means you can buffer the command grab during the dash, right, if you think that they're going to do anything but jump. And it's the same situation as no recover. However, a lot of people will back rise here to give you +9, and that seems like, wait, why would they want you to have more plus frames? That seems kind of counterintuitive. But the reason for that is that then you have to manually time the command grab. You can't buffer it in the dash. The reason I still recommend, or do myself, go for the charge here is just, I analyzed it using game theory, 2-player game, and basically the value of this mix-up is more than the value that this tackle adds. But that's it. This will be my last Abigail Center video for a while, unless something else pops into my head. Otherwise, if anybody has any new ideas after watching the video, just leave a comment about it. Otherwise, hope this helped. Have fun.